So you want to know the secrets. How is this guy going to make $1.5 million out of XRP in the next bull run? How is that even possible? Well, I want to give you some numbers today to show and visualize just how that can be done, because I know a lot of you are XRP holders. A lot of you probably come to watch this video to know how the hell I'm willing to say such a thing. So, of course, I want to go through step by step and show you how it's actually done in 2025 and also on a longer time frame. I think we are all in need of a reality check, and sometimes that's to expand our maybe shorter goals or maybe bring you back down from those embellished numbers. Okay, so without further ado, let me, of course, jump straight into it now. So before we go ahead and I visualize things to you and map it all out and program everything in and give you essentially an exit strategy plan for Ripple to maximize your returns, and then, of course, show you how the 1.5 million can be made, we have to crunch some numbers. Most importantly, we can't just throw these predictions out there. You need to know where I'm coming from, and I need to prove to you what I am talking about here. Now, suffice it to say, Ripple is not the biggest gaining project out there. So to make 1.5 million, you will have to put a little bit more money into it, and I'll explain to you how in a second. So at the current price of just over 50 cents, you will see that for Ripple to 4x in the next bull run, which of course we have to factor in, the new supply of tokens, which is going to be roughly about 61 billion, it will have to go to $122 billion market cap, which is quite insane. Now, if you want to know the reason why I can come up with these sort of numbers, again, it's hard because Ripple, like Stellar, it's sort of like sister project, if you will. They have tokens escrowed out. 1 billion tokens come out of escrow every single month, and that means that Ripple can decide to sell those tokens whenever they want. They most of the time put a percentage of those tokens back into escrow to be unlocked later on, but close enough, I think, is a 7% year-on-year inflation, because that's what XLM is. We can kind of roughly estimate that as well. Okay, so that's how I come up with the, roughly speaking, 61 billion tokens will be in supply. So we are inflating the supply. On the max side of things, I think $10 is most definitely on the cards. Now, $10 XRP token is $610 billion market cap. Of course, quick maths, right? With the 61 billion tokens in supply. So just to get some rough numbers, again, we're going to go over this in much more depth in a second here. If you invest $10,000 today, you'd buy 19,000 XRP tokens, and to get to the max side of things only, the $10, that's $190,000. That's quite a lot, but guys, that's $10. That's the max. That's the max, right? So for it to go to the blue here, which actually is going to the 1.5 million from today's prices, if you put in 10K, you'd have to wait for a $79 token, right? It's not technically a 79X. But it's a $79 token, which is kind of crazy. It's like a 150 plus X, which is insane, right? So I'm going to show you how this can be done in a second here, right? Now, what my plan is for XRP in particular is, now, I want a full disclosure here. I'm not actually invested in XRP because of the reason why I'm going to get to in a second. You just have to put more capital down to get those multiples. It's arguably a safer investment than most other cryptocurrencies, yes, and that's kind of the allure here. But we'll see in a second that this is one of the reasons why I'm not invested in it, right? So the initial investment, in my opinion, will be sold in a scenario in 2025. If you're going to maximize your gains in the safest way, I personally would sell at a minimum of $1.5 to $2, probably at $1.5. Take my initial investment out and then let us sell the rest at intervals of 25% over 4 different times. And I'll show you what I mean in a second here. Now, I'm going to make this shit available for everyone because just like I do in my exit strategy videos, this is slightly different. But I like to tell you guys to at least understand how percentages work, right? A lot of you don't even understand simple percentages, and I get it because I was there once upon a time as well. So I'm not crucifying you for that. You just have to understand. You also have to understand this little example over here and why person B implementing, DCAing plus ladder selling is the best type of thing versus person A over here or person B initially trying to sell at, 1 or 2 given points to catch a falling knife or to time the top, which is not what you want to do. You want to do something like this, right? Buy on the way down strategically, sell on the way up strategically, and that method right there is where you will get the safest and almost guaranteed returns with any altcoin you look at and you follow this strategy with. And I can say guaranteed returns because, as you'll see in a second with this example with XRP right here, I actually show you exactly, if we can calculate this now, how much money we make at each ladder sell spot, right? It's insane. And you can just program these into your exchange and have them instantly sell even if you're sleeping, right? But that is probably a topic for a whole different video. What I wanted to kind of outline in this example before I move into exactly how much we can talk about making down here into the 1.5 million is how to make the 1.5 million, how to turn it into that. And to do that, you have to have a good exit plan. If you haven't been around in the last bull run, you're going to be extremely sad. And unfortunately, I do feel really sorry for you if you decide to not follow a strategic sell plan. You can't time the top. It's impossible. And you will get FOMO, you will feel the hype, and you will sell at most likely the wrong time, unfortunately. So again, we can analyze this all day. Again, you guys are going to have access to this down below. But on the 4th of January 2018 was the all-time high for XRP at $3.84. Now, here's the interesting thing. This is going to show you what inflation does to a project. That market cap was $131 billion. Now, obviously, the last bull run over here, it didn't quite get anywhere near that. But if we imagine this red line goes across your screen, what would it be like in 2025 if we factor in the 61 billion token supply? Well, the same price XRP would have to be $234 billion market cap. It's effectively almost doubled because of, again, inflation, right? That gives you some perspective on why it's important to factor in this sort of thing. Now, what we're more so concerned with is selling at $1.50 or $2. Now, for argument's sake, I'm going to use the lower number here, $1.50, because $1.50 is essentially what it was in the last bull run, right? So we probably will find some resistance. Those XRP holders who bought at the top are going to want to take their profits, right? So $1.50, arguably you might want to even start a little bit before that, just in case there's a large, well, there will be a large amount of sell pressure likely at that point as well. That's about a 3 to 4x, depending on how you look at it, of course, from right now. So for those of you who are out there thinking to yourself, okay, I want to buy XRP for 100x, you should be thinking to yourself 3 to 4x, just in case the market goes to crap and it dies over here, you can at least get this profit. Essentially, that's kind of the way I like to think of it, right, to be safe. Now, at $1.50, it'd be about a $91.5 billion XRP market cap, which is kind of nutty to think about, but when you think about it, right now it's about 25 billion. So again, it's not too crazy to think about that it could grow to that number, especially if the global market cap goes to like 6 trillion, which is what it possibly could do now or more, right? So what we do in this example here is play this scenario out. Let's say we bought 25,000 XRP today. Hint, hint, this is actually the amount you have to make to get 1.5 million. So, spoiler alert right there. And you bought as many as you possibly could for $25,000. Well, roughly speaking, you get about 50,000 tokens, a little bit less. But at the $1.50 level, if you sold your initial investment, you took back that $25,000, right? It's very important you understand that you will now have 33,333 XRP. Now, why is that very important to understand? Because this is the new number we then begin to take our 25% profits from, not the original 50,000, because we essentially are factoring in here, clawing back our initial investment, right? So we want to obviously make it a nice, clean, nothing but profits, minus the tax and all the other things that come out of it, right? So I'm going to say, at least for right now, these are the strategic levels I would personally look at, right? So after the $1.50, we've made back our $25,000. I would then look towards $2.47. And keep in mind, for those who don't have $25,000 to throw into XRP, like myself, this would still apply to you, but of course, brought down onto your scale. For example, if you put 5K in instead, it would obviously be 5 times less. Pretty simple, right? So I move on. Now, $2.47 is when I would look at selling. Why not $2.50? Why $2.47? Well, when we begin to find in uncharted territory, when we're up here, for example, or when we're at points where there is no support or resistance, the chances are that, well, it could be a lot more volatile than what we might like to think. So in this case, you want to sell before these big levels. I might even say $2.40 or $2.45 might be a better choice than $2.47. I digress. So at this point, if we again sold quarterly from the 33,333 holding XRP we currently have in our wallets, well, in that case, we'd have 25,000 left. We'd make 20,000 clean profit, right? And we move up, $3.75. We then profit again. We sold quarter of our existing wallet from the 33,333. I've got to stop saying the whole thing. We make 31,000 profit, so on and so forth. $4.75, we make 39,000. $5.50, we make 45,000 profit. Now, the interesting thing is, at the very top, rather than selling at $5.50, you might decide, and what I do tell people is, a very good idea sometimes is deciding to not do that and actually hold off. So the last sell you essentially make is the third quarter, and you hold the last quarter of your XRP, which today is about 8,333 tokens. you just hold that for explosive potential, right? You might want to, XRP might show signs of, for example, pumping up to $8. So you might take the chance and sell at $8. The beautiful thing about this is that you can do this for the altcoins like XRP that are going to be around for an extended period of time. This will most definitely push through any sort of frameworks that come into place for crypto. This will most definitely push through anything that happens to the global economy. XRP is one of the biggest, best, and most established cryptocurrencies in the market, solving real issues. The chance that this project dies probably have a better chance of USDT dying, right? So I just don't see that exactly happening for XRP. But what we can do when we do this method right here is then tally up all of these numbers. Let me just try to clear the screen here really quickly because I'm going to give you guys this sheet and I don't want you to have a whole bunch of red arrows on it. So you again add up all of these numbers and we profit 137,244. So we 5.5x at $25,000 clean, right? Then we also have our 25,000 on top of this. So in reality, in our pocket, we have about $160,000, which is not too bad from 25K investment, right? So the thing that you have to understand about this is only as good as right now. You will most definitely have to do this consistently and recurring through multiple times during the bull market, okay? So I've actually got out a strategy over here, so you guys can go ahead and follow this, 6 months over 3 times. You revisit this, you redo it again because chances are these levels will change and you will be becoming more bearish or bullish depending on that. And then 3 months to 1 month. And at least the last time we should do it is August 2025, okay? So we'll have some pretty good ideas at that point in time whether these prices are even obtainable or underestimating the project. Now, how we understand how we come to, and I'm going to make this very, very quick, to the magic 1.5 million is going through this example. Now, this actually admittedly is a multi-year plan, okay? So this isn't taking into account just 2025's potential bull run. We have to factor in a, multi-year bull run here. The good thing about XRP is it most definitely will actually survive for another bull run or overall sort of growth potential in the long term, okay? So in this case, we buy $5,000 worth of XRP, right? As much as we can, 9,500 XRP we accumulate today. Well, let's say the price goes to $10 in the next bull run, but we don't exactly get to, top. So we, maybe sell at an average of $5, which is roughly speaking what we made before. That's about $50,000, okay? So we 10x. Now, it's pretty good. Admit it, it's pretty good, and it probably will happen, all right? But the key thing here that we have to understand is, in traditional finance, what do? You compound returns to have exponential returns in the end. So that's what we do here, right? We don't just keep it in for 2030. We sell all of it in the upcoming bull run strategically because then we reinvest down here in the next bear market, right? So if the price goes to $2, cool. We just buy as much as we can with the $50,000. Now, of course, we might want to leave some of that out because of tax or because of bills. So we, keep out $10,000. We reinvest as much as we can. So we reinvest $40,000 at $2. That's 20,000 XRP tokens. Let's say in 2030, here's something that a lot of you guys might throw up your arms and say, bullshit, right? Which is the $20 trillion market cap. I think this is very possible. Okay, very possible, okay? You just have to do a little bit of research into exactly why. But the max, let's just say XRP goes to is $11.50 in this crazy bull run, right? Which is a $3 trillion global market XRP market cap with 87 billion tokens in supply, again accounting for 7% year-on-year inflation. We buy as many as we possibly can. Again, we have 20,000 XRP tokens. Let's say we sell it at $16. That's 320,000. That's an 18x overall. Hang on, that's not 1.5 million. So for you to get to 1.5 million, you have to follow this. You have to buy the 25,000 like I did before, like I showed you before. You have to make around 250K, or at least, given this plays out again at $2, you have to at least buy 100,000 XRP tokens, all right? Because if you reinvest 200,000 out of the 250, or even if you make 210, as long as you reinvest $200,000 in XRP down here, and for example, you might want to save 50,000, that'll come out to 1.6 million if we hit $16, which again is most definitely possible. That's going to be about $1.5 trillion-ish sort of price for Ripple, market cap for Ripple. Now, and I just realized something as well. This is $11.50. Don't worry about $11.50. Caught it in the corner of my eyes like $16 into $11.50. Doesn't make any sense. That was a typo. That was supposed to be about $34.50. Okay, so I do apologize. That should be about $34.50, not $11.50. That's just me making a mistake. Okay, so yeah, that'll give you some idea. So essentially, a half of that market cap right there will be what it about takes. And look, again, whether you say 20 trillion market cap or not, whether you say, oh, we'll look about 15 trillion, no matter what happened in this case, I definitely think that no matter what, you can most definitely make your returns back with XRP. And XRP, again, is an extremely large market cap project already. So to make 100x returns in a short period of time is unheard of. You have to put a bit more capital down. But ultimately, guys, I mean, it's one of the safest, in my opinion, financial advice plays out there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take good care. Talk to you all soon. Bye.